Love, light, greetings, gratitude, blessings and blessings, soul family. My divinity to yours. Welcome and welcome back. We continue with part 2 of Camilla's reading. If you haven't listened to part 1, please do so, because I do feel there will be a build up in each reading as we progress. It is the 14th of May, the energy is 9, she is a life path 9. And let us go ahead with the reading. Divine Spirit, Mother, Father, Creator, I welcome, invoke and invite your energy as we continue with part 2 of the reading on Camilla. Please bless and protect us all. Open our hearts to receive the message clearly and in love and light. Thank you. I have just 2 questions again. The bottom of the first deck for question 1 is the 3 of Swords. We have the Death energy, the 5 of Cups, which is about mourning and sadness after a death, and of course this is about stopping a heartbeat, a bleeding heart, a painful heart, a separation, a death, and of course that grief period. With the Knight of Cups, it's an invitation or news coming in. And what could it be? We have the King of Pentacles, we have a Star, so this is Prince Harry's energy, this is a wish fulfillment, this is the Lover's energy. Could that be something in the future? We do not know. After this particular incident, we do not know. Alright, Divine Spirit, my first question is for part 2, and do guide us clearly, because I'm trying best to keep it as neutral as I can. Right, the question is to reveal Camilla's identity in comparison to the public figure that we see. Right, so in essence I am asking what the public sees, what we see on the news or people that do in person, right? Compare this identity of what is being expressed publicly to who she really is, right? So her true identity in comparison to what the public identity is. That is in essence what I am asking. Right. Please, can you give us clear messages? Thank you on that question. To reveal Camilla's identity. Number 1 is the Magician, ideally, but in this card, in this deck, this card is called the Witch. So it could be a mixture, right? It's telling us that it's not the true identity. It is a mixture. It is putting up a front, creating a different image or appearance, you know, like using a magic potion in a sense. And I say this metaphorically, you know, to go out there and create magic, to create a persona, something different. So it is not real. It is not genuine. And that crooked hat is also indicative of not walking the same energy. Oh, the candle just went out. The candle literally went out. I didn't see it go out, but Spirit said the candle went out. And when I was about to say what I needed to say, the candle went out, and this is what I intended to say. Look at the black bird that is watching from the top. It's looking straight and pointing at that crooked hat. That is what I intended to say, that the path is not straight, it's not genuine, it's not clear, it is not transparent, it is not the narrow, it is not, you know, it is not channeled. You know, when I say channeled, you know, you go easily. There's no obstacles, there's no difficulty, there's no front, there's no hindrances. Here we are having a crooked path, so there's always winding and meandering and difficulty, and you know, you've got to find the quickest way out or the quickest way in. There's just difficulty in the movement, and you've got this on your head, right? The hat is on the head. It's not holding the hat, or it's on a surface, it's on the head. So the thoughts are really crooked, the intentions are crooked, and this is what I'm getting here. And the candle has gone out, and that is a full tea light that's in there. It's not like it's finished. You can even see the overflow of the tea light from the previous time that we used it. Okay, show me. The birds are hailing in the back. You can hear it from a distance, like, you know, I'm watching from a distance. We're telling you from a distance, that we're observing from a distance, that it is not the real, the genuine. It's different. What else? Alright, these are the cards that upturned in the break of the deck like that. And this one fell out. So let us have a look at what turned up first. We have the Seven of Swords. Now that in itself is dishonesty and deception, right? It is sneaky behavior. And I must show you something before I progress while I talk about sneaky behavior. I intended to use this deck in the previous read, but the Coffin card was at the bottom, and because I intended to end the reading and completely got distracted, I did not bring up the deck to use it. So for this reading, I reshuffled the deck because I didn't want to carry that vibration through here to have any influence on the reading. So I reshuffled this deck, and the Fox card is at the bottom. And this is trickery, selfishness, suspicion, wrongness, cleverness, anything about being sly and foxy. So it is playing up here, sorry, here. That is the energy here of, you know, hiding behind something, or not being true, not being transparent, not being clear, you know, always sneaking up. And that hat is talking about the same, you know, get in quick, get out quick, sneaky behavior, swift behavior. And again, look, this person is looking over his shoulder to watch who's watching from behind me, who's noticing, who's observing. But the bird is observing. Spirit is watching, right? When we think we can hide and do things, we are hiding from ourselves, right? In essence, we are, because the truth is out there. Spirit can see everything. Then we had, sorry, nature, which is the devil. This is the devil card, right? Shadow work, darkness, negativity, doing things, again, foxy, sneaky, dishonestly, deceptively, betraying, you know, it's like theft. Theft of words, theft of ideas, theft of intention, theft of somebody else's prosperity. In a literal and metaphoric sense, if you understand what I'm trying to explain, just not doing things in the light, in the right. So this is not her true self. Well, it doesn't want to stay up either way. And we've got the Eight of Wands. The haste, the planning, the propagating, the propaganda, the agenda. It's putting everything in its place strategically so that we can do what we need to do. And again, working alone, you see? Working alone, wanting to do everything alone. A lot of this energy is alone work. Can you see? Alone, coming from somewhere alone, doing something alone. But there's always somebody watching. You've got the bird watching. You've got family watching, or somebody's watching you. That's why you're concerned about what's behind your shoulder, over your shoulder, behind your back. You've got here spirit watching you. And again, you're alone. You've got an array of elementals watching you. There's a bird. Oh dear, look. Spirit's just pointed out a bird. I've not ever seen that before. There's a bird here watching you. Right, so she's being constantly watched by Divine Spirit, and her intention is not good. And she's also very conscious of being watched. Right? So whatever she does out there, she's conscious of being watched, and she prefers not to be out there as much. That's why she plans very well. To get out there, do it quickly, and get back. Get out of the way. Anything else? Is there anything else, Spirit? So in essence, you are saying that Camilla's identity out in public compared to her real identity completely differs. Yes. See? The star energy is a positive card, right? So there's no positivity or being genuine and authentic in this, because she very quickly changes. With the Knight of Swords, it is a swift, fast, direct mental change, and it comes with agility. It comes with a kind of aggression to cut through the chase, to get to the kill, to be assertive in what we're doing, to slash through everything and be direct and precise. So there's no heart in what she's doing. Her back is turned on being that light that she should be out there in the public, right? She goes deeper. You see, she's deeper than that. So she's not ascended into the light. She's in the depths of the dark or the heavy or the dense, right? Trying to shine the light out there. So she switches her personality very quickly with the Knight of Swords. Right? There's a lot of haste in what she's doing, and she's very clever about what she does. It's a mental perfection that she has. She's mastered it. You know, she knows exactly how to create this calm, relaxing persona out there to gain that traction. I want to get one more. I wonder why she does that, you know. Why does she do that, Spirit? You know, why would you want to be, why would you not want to be authentically who you are out in public? Well, Spirit says that's part of my next question. share what you need to share then. The Two of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. All right, we're going to stop there. The Two of Wands. It's playing a dual function. It's taking action dually. Right? It's now validating that there's a split in personality. There's a dual personality. Right? Not being authentic, not being real. Right? Looking out at the world and projecting one side of yourself, but behind or inside you're different. Right? Not being genuine, not being insighted, just being foresighted, you know, looking outside only to create something, to, like with the witch or the magician, it's stirring up this image, creating this persona of you, but inside, your inside is not the same. So there's no balance. You're just always looking outside to look good and pretty and to give the public what they want. Basically, that's a job. There's no passion, there's no heart in it. And now look here, I see frogs. I see frogs taking a jump, a leap. And that's just showing you how different personality is. You know, you've got to go out there and do your leap and jump and hop and skip and all of that for a public image. But that's not who you are. And that sits right beneath the star card. So it's very, you know, it validates what I've just said with being the star. You should go out there and be who you are, you know, be genuine and of the light, but instead you are in deep, you are hiding into something, you're being inauthentic here. We've got the Five of Pentacles, right? It is a sad situation for her. You know, in a literal sense, it is her feeling incredibly miserable, very isolated and singled out in a lot of instances, right? She's an energy that only those in favor of the regime connect with her. Right? The rest of the world still has her upheld in a lower portrait of energy. They portray her as just a side piece. She's in fact rejected by the minority of those that have followed her life and that of Diana's. So that is still very much part of her personality, her public personality. So you have a minority that still rejects her in a major way, and then you have a majority that accept her, but for inferior reasons, because she is part of a system now. She is now a consort of the king, and of course her title brings her up in stature. So it is showing us that that's where the castle is, it's holding her in light, but she very much is an injured person. She's an energy that's injured, in a sense that she's not feeling bad about it. The public know her to be as causing injury, wounding and hurting, and that sits deep within her. So no matter how much wealth or fame you have, but inside of you, that character, that emotion, all of that wealth leaves you in poverty of the self, and that's what it is. She's still in that poverty energy. Okay, so let us take a message from here. Tell us, Spirit, what can you tell us from this deck? What can you tell us? We have 18, which is the dog. The bottom we have the tower. So what is that saying? Oh, hold on. They say, read this out. Is what I've just told you. Isolation, loneliness. Right? The authority is her stature. The official buildings and government is example, the regime, the system that she is. Her ego is obviously this dual persona that she portrays out there of being the strong, powerful, accepted, accepting, fulfilling, hardworking, so. But in essence, she's in isolation and loneliness. So she goes through that tower. Right? The dog is showing you that, yeah, you know, this is who she should be. This loyal, supporting, trusting person, you know, to make things happy. And that's how she should be. So she's going out there to portray this energy. But in essence, it's that energy. Now look at that, because the dog card flipped out from a different part of the deck. And at the bottom, we have the tower. But if you look at the numeracy, they follow each other, showing you one extreme to the next. One extremity to the next. From being loyal, being happy, so false, this is truth. When you are at home, this is the truth. When you are in your tower, in your home, in your domicile, in your aloneness, that's who you are. Isolated and sad in this big fortress of abiding in reality, but this fortress within yourself, you know, your body, your vessel, your beingness. You're in your own tower of poverty. Anything else? Okay, here's the tower again. Right. So this was meant to stay. Okay, my next question is, I'll just get this deck out of the way. At the bottom of this deck is the Emperor, which is what she's achieved, being with the Emperor, the King. The Two of Swords, whichever path she took, and however she did that, with her eyes closed, her eyes open, she held her boundaries, had her swords up, defended everything, fought for what she wanted, defeated her enemies along the way, and said, this is mine. So in essence, she has trapped herself into this system. She has, when I say trapped herself, she has created her own boundaries that she won't step out of. If this is my goal, I will do it at all cost. If this is what I want, I will aim at that and target it and achieve it. I will not go the opposite way. So she has bound herself through her conviction, her affirmation, her strength, by ensuring that that is the road she channels. That's the road she walks down. That's her goal. No matter what happens, she'll take the pain, but at the end, it is a gain. And along the way, she doesn't care what happens to whoever it happens. Because when you have such mental fortitude and strength to achieve something that you yourself put yourself through, the embarrassment and the humiliation and the public rejection, etc., etc., you're willing to go through that in life, you are very strong to achieve your goal. And that has been her goal. The Emperor has been her goal. She doesn't care what happened along the way, but she achieved it. She walked away from a lot of things. Right, we have a double 8 again. Look at that. She walked away from a lot of things. Right, her entire family, her previous marriage. I don't know if she had children in that marriage before she left. I think she did. Right, so she left it all. She was happy to walk away. Right, she was happy to walk away. It was a full and complete life that she had. Here's a full moon. But she closed her eyes and she walked away. Can you see the blindfolds are on? She closed her eyes and she walked away from everything for what she wanted. But she held her truth. That's the King of Swords. Brutal and ruthless. Queen of Pentacles. That's what her aim was. For this is the Lovers, for this relationship, this marriage, this life. She fought everybody along the way, put up her fences, her boundaries, and said, I am doing it. Right, I'm stopping here. We can see where the story keeps leading to exactly where it started in part 1. Super manifester, really she is. We have the 7 of Cups. Right, I didn't even ask the question. We got the 7 of Cups. So here's my question for 2. Reveal Camilla's energy in private, in general, right? When I say in private, in general, who she really is in an everyday, general, daily way, as a private person, because we got to see her energy out in public. So I now we want to identify who she is in private, when she's alone by herself, not in the public eye. Confusion. Not just confusion, but I think mixed in a lot of thoughts. A lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions. She's a packet of licorice, all sorts, basically. We had 2 of these cards in part 1. And it's come out again, showing us that she is an assortment of a lot of things. Lots of ideas, lots of thoughts, a lot of planning, lot of mental activity, as well as emotional activity. Right, can be spoiled for choice, too many decisions, wants a lot to go the way she wants to go, always looking for alternatives and options. Right, but not sure or weighing a lot of the options to make sure that she is choosing correctly or making the right decisions. Right, and it's also an energy of a lack of clarity, you know, allowing your ego to get in the way, to inflate your ego, to deflate your consciousness, to inflate your desires, your greed, any fantasy you might have, you know. It's very self-serving energy, in fact. You know, it's about what more can I have? What other alternatives are there? What other choices do I have? So I won't be comfortable with 1 or 2. I just keep looking for more and more so that I could have an assortment to pick. And instead of picking 1, sometimes I spoil myself and pick a few. You know, that's what I get here with this particular card repeating itself now in part 2. So she's a very active. She's very active in her private self, you know. I suppose to get out in public or to do things, you've got to continually be at it in your private time so that you are ready and well planned for when you have to go public. It's normal, you know, it's understandable. But I think there's a lot going on here. Her dreams and her desires are just too big. And she likes variety. Okay, something tried to jump. Not sure what it was. Let's see what that is. The 6 of Swords. Yeah, you see moving. Again, constantly moving and changing. Constantly adjusting, right? If something doesn't suit it, I will move on to the next. This continuous movement. And this came up in reading 1, in part 1, that there's always movement and change. You know, and it's what I see here is laying low. You see, if I can't go on land where I will be seen, I'll go on water and I'll lay low. And I'm saying this in a metaphoric sense. It could be in a literal sense where I won't take the high road to be seen. I will, you know, be in the belly, hidden in the quiet, and I'll do it another way. It's like, you know, it's a time of masking, it's a time of hiding, it's a time of contemplation, it's a time of getaway, you know, just to get away from the crowd. And that's what you could also be wanting, is to just get away from it all. You know, I'm tired, I'm exhausted with all this going on in the 7 of Cups. I just want to sail away somewhere. You must remember, we do not know what goes on behind the scenes in details. We'll never know. But all we do is speculate, assume, presume, etc. and become mental and verbal acrobatics, you know, by running our mouths and jumping off the cliff and, you know, racing, having this marathon going on about what we think and feel. But at the end of the day, I am sure she too is undergoing a lot of the challenges, but in a more comfortable way. And I say that because she's got lots of options still. As she continually searches for the options, she makes sure she has them. She won't accept 1 or 2. It's like my day of having the 2 of Swords and being blindfolded is over. I've done that already. Now it's for me to be in my glory. The Lovers, you see? She just wants to be in her own happiness and contentment in her private. She just wants to be all this lovey-dovey. To get away, to harmonize, to have peace, to spend time with Charles, with her children, with her family, you know, do things that makes her happy, things that she loves. That's what she wants. This is a 6, so we've got 2 6s next to each other. Get away from the madding crowd, get away from everything. Ha ha. The Devil. The Devil. The Hermit, the 9 of Cups, and the Judgment. Oh my dear. All right, let's see what this is. I thought the Tower was at the bottom, but it's not. It's in fact the Queen of Cups at the bottom. There's the Tower here. I actually thought this was the Tower. I did not even see that. But you know, often I say I see a card and it's not that card, but it's in my mind's eye already. And there's the Tower. So I was right, but the deck was turned over and I didn't see. It was the top card, but I had not physically seen it. So here it is, the Tower. You see, she created the Tower for Diana. Here's Diana. She created the Tower for Diana and her 2 boys. How you like that? Look at this. There's the war, the 5 of Swords, the war she fought, the battle she fought. She brought the Tower down for Diana and her 2 boys. Now look at this. Now let's leave this here, right? And we can see that there's the battle going on. Going to leave that here. But importantly are these cards. So, a great love in the quiet, an obsession, the addiction, and all the dark work that's happening behind the scenes, the secrets. So in private, this is who she is. And that is what she loves, because it's now next to it. Right? Getting away from it all with all of these ideas. There's a great love with whatever her obsession and addiction is, but it is not of the light. Like, she has these great and bright ideas that she brings in, and then she goes into that lo and behold energy, and it brings her into this love state, this obsession of the love for what she does. This is isolation. This is going in quiet. This is going to find your peace and your rest. So she has her own addiction to something that she enjoys. Right, there's the Nine of Cups, and that gives her whatever peace and restoration and happiness, whether it's something she does to enlighten herself or not. Right, there's the 9. She's a 9. Today's the 9th. The Hermit card is also a 9. So we have 2 9s. We have 2 9s. Right, so she likes that quiet time, that out of the public eye time, to spoil herself and to have everything, to be spoilt and pampered. But here is Judgment. This calls for balance. This calls for when she begins to sanction things and judge things, as well as judgment being called upon her at this time. So when she goes through what she goes through, there's a lot taking place behind the scenes. Right, and we have said Spirit is watching here. Spirit is watching here too. She can sound her trumpet to announce her private time. But the divine is also sounding a trumpet. This is Archangel Gabriel trumpeting, blowing the horn, and from the heavens, from the higher dimensions, onto what is taking place on a larger scale, behind the scenes, but in the openness of divine view. And this is not forgotten. This war is not forgotten. You see here is the 4 of Wands. What did you do? You broke a happy home. You destroyed this home. This woman and her 2 children, you created the tower. There's the 8 of Swords. This woman's home, she was restricted from this happiness in this marriage. It was a great battle. You won this. She got destroyed in the end. There's the tower. So in private, there's the Chariot here. Advancing with those intentions, moving that ahead, had to be victorious. The driver of that chariot was victorious in separating 2 people, husband and wife. Right? Restricted the wife. Restricted her from this life. Right, this is the home that was broken. All right, let us leave it here. we will move into the next part, part 3, because I can only do 2 questions at a time. Reading gets too long and it gets too exhausting energetically for me. I took about 45 minutes of a break before I could do part 2, but I still feel this heaviness and this weight on my shoulders. I love you, I thank you, I bless you. Until next.